Welcome everybody to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here tonight, Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarver Jr., the Washington Wizards in their second preseason bout, second night of a back-to-back. We saw that the Knicks already having played several preseason games. They sat some folks tonight still for Washington. Man, a win is a win. We saw them kind of show out a bit. They took this one 120 to 103. Ray, we'll start with you, and then Cardell, your thoughts on Washington getting onto the winning side of things.
Yeah, man. Total team effort. They look pretty sharp to start things out. It's crazy that they had to cool off to shoot 54% from the field. Those first three quarters, basket was just huge, wide open for them. They had 31 assists as a team, and Bub led the team with 4. So that just shows you how the ball was moving, how things were popping. They dominated on the glass, which is a good sign. That's an area that they struggled with last year. Just being physical and battling in the trenches. So that's a positive sign to see them perform well in that area. But yeah, man, the only negative was the free throw line. They were 18 for 30. So definitely want to see some improvement there. But yeah, overall, man, it's a good showing for them. They got a lot of young guys, so you definitely want to see them fully engaged and locked in, even though it's preseason. Like this is important for them to kind of learn each other in jail. So yeah, man, they're really not too much to complain about.
Cardell?
Yeah, I feel like the bench was off the charts. From the opening tip, as soon as Keith made some subs, they came right in with the work. They outscored the Knicks bench 28-20 in the first half, but the starter set the tone. With the explosion in the first quarter, 36. I mean, it's preseason, so we're gonna take what it is. But we used to seeing the Wizards almost get 40 put on them every quarter. Throughout the last couple of years. This kind of the game, for the guys trying to crack the roster, make the G League team or audition for other teams, or trying to build their resume for overseas. This is kind of that game where those type of guys play. And the Wizards' young guns thoroughly outplayed the Knicks' young guns, so to speak. And then, it was refreshing to see. And obviously, they in rhythm from last night. I'm pretty sure they were pissed how the game, it's preseason, you still mad about how the game went down and all that, because all that matters. You're trying to build good habits as you get to the regular season. But, just the overall efficiency in the first half, it just set the tone from jump. I mean, when you shooting 68, 61, 72 splits, that's just insane. I know Mike Brown, he ain't going to sleep well at night. Or he looking at it like, I ain't going to sleep well at night because a lot of players made my job easy tonight, with the way they was playing defense. So, it's just something that, you hope to see more of. I'm optimistic, but they're not going to shoot like that every game. But just be efficient. That's my whole point. You know what I mean? And then in the first half, they only had 10 turnovers, man. I think they had about 14 in the first half last night, like 7 to 8 in the first quarter. It was insane, you know what I mean? But, you got to look at the bench. Vucevic was big in the first half. Obviously, Bub, Shapendi, he didn't play. He didn't play last night, played today, mid-season form. Marvin Bagley had a strong night last night, carried that over to tonight. Keyshawn George been on one. He been on one since summer league. Carried it in the FIBA and training camp last night, and he just been in nonstop kill mode since the end of last season, it seemed like. So, and that's great to see. Cam Whitmore came out there, with seven points and a couple of rebounds in their minutes. Everybody that got a game produced, man. But in the second half, I gotta get a young fella, Will Riley, man. I gotta give him his props. 14.6 to 10 shooting from the field. And it's a carryover from last night, where in the crunch time, just through the flow of the offense, he was making the right reads, playing high IQ basketball, being very efficient. And then when it came to winning time in the last minute 30, whatever, they actually put the ball in his hands because he was delivering. And that speaks volumes for him, because he's kind of like, out of the young guys, he's kind of the guy that no one really mentions a lot, but he's making an impression. You can't ignore it. Like he's a winning basketball player. Let me just say that. It's just winning. Like when he's out there, he's gonna make stuff happen. And you need players like that, man. They're hard to come by. Guys you can just put out there. You don't need to call no sets. You don't need to do nothing special for them. But they're gonna make a play, and they're gonna make plays, and they're gonna make an impact, and you're gonna feel them. And that's what he is. And to have that after 1 year of college, just to already be on that type of time with all these wings, like, because he could be young and just be like, man, look at all these wings out here, man. Like, man, how? Like, how am I possibly gonna get out here and show what I can do? But he's making it tough on the coaches, man. Like they you could just tell, like, they got to talk. Like they're gonna have some tough discussions and stuff like that, because he's producing. And you find, I get his preseason, but we see a lot of rookies right now struggling in preseason. So you got to call a spade when they're producing, they're producing. You know, you can't have it both ways, man. Always just look at it negatively. They had 14 points in the second half. It just seemed like that guy, when it's time to win, he gets it done, man. And that's a very, very encouraging, man. So all in all, man, good night. You know, I love how they bounce back. Got a much needed win. I don't care if it is preseason. You need to just rack up rent. But just had that in your psyche as the regular season come, win. Because it could easily go the other way, where it's like, you know, we've been losing. It's like, man, we're going to turn this around. It could easily go that way, man. And another thing, 63 bench points, that's insane. That's really insane. You got to give them their props. And then they out-rebounded the next 46-34. You know, that's something that they really didn't do well on last season with the Bulls, man. And I think that's where they're going to kill a lot of teams as the regular season comes. They have so many guards and wings that can rebound and just get it up the floor themselves and make stuff happen. It's hard to game plan for that as a defense, man. And that's, you know, the Raptors did a good job last night, but it was their first preseason game. They did a good job of just jamming whoever was trying to get that out, the inbounds pass, whatever. And you might see more teams do more of that, but, you know, I think it's a luxury to have so many players, you know, be able to do that. You just have so many options you could throw and keep the opposing teams and defenses all balanced, man. So, man, that's the name of this team, versatility. The only question is, can they learn on the job fast enough to pile up wins, make a postseason push, and we'll see soon enough.
Definitely, it was definitely refreshing to see them bounce back like that and see the kids flash again. And I'm sure they were very happy that they weren't dealing with the length they were dealing with last night with what Toronto had on the floor. Because that was hell for them last night for sure. All right, Ray, you missed the first one of the year, but here for you, it's on the screen. Who'd you have?
I'm gonna go Bagley, man. You know, just his presence on both ends, on the interior, like Cardell said, man, that just kind of set the tone of what kind of night it was going to be. Yeah, and that's huge, especially for him and the team as a whole, because yeah, they struggled just being big and physical, and yeah, I think if he continues to produce, then that'll pay huge dividends for them.
Cardell?
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna go with Will. I'm gonna go with Will Riley. Marvin Bagley, a 5-year vet. He knows how to play. You know, against second, third string guys that won't be on the roster and stuff like that. He knows what to do. And but Will Riley, we all know how people freeze up in that building, Madison Square Garden. His first building in the Garden. I mean, his first game in the Garden, and coming off the bench and stuff like that. Man, the lights ain't get to him at all. You know what I mean? So I get it's preseason, once again, disclaimer, but you've seen plenty of rookies not do nothing in that building. That building, they don't care if it's preseason. It's a basketball game going on. If you're not delivering, they're gonna let you know about it. And he looked powerful, of course, man. And like I said, being in the arena last night to see what he did, it's just impressive to see how young he is to be this sharp. You know what I mean? Like this sharp as a basketball player. You don't see too many youngins this sharp where they just know how to play. I mean, obviously that's a testament to the program he come under coaching that he came from, out in Illinois. But I was 30 plus, and like I said, 17 points, 7 of 11. 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover. 26 minutes. Like that's like he's hooping. Like he's hooping at a high level, man. You know what I mean? So just a second preseason game to deliver like that in preseason, in that building against a bunch of hungry players trying to make it, trying to stick, trying to get in the rotation, trying to earn their keep. It's very impressive.
All right, X factor for you guys.
Oof.
Yeah, I went with O'Reilly for X factor. Just for all the reasons Cardell laid out. He came in the game and was on some microwave stuff. Didn't waste no time. Got started and was on one until he sat down.
I'm gonna roll with Boots a bit. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 9, 17 minutes. And that stretch, you can't even say he a stretch for that stretch center thing he got going on. It's a problem. It's a problem. And looking at him against the Raptors, you know how people say, yeah, I was in the weight room, I did all this. You see him there in the regular season, like, you see him in game, you're like, man, yo, you ain't do a goddamn thing. You just talking. He was lifting because the Raptors was hitting them boys, and he was. I'm not saying he was knocking them back, but he was taking the contact, absorbing, and still making the play, finishing or whatever, getting the board. That's all we want to see, man. And then you can just hoop. It's a luxury when you ain't got to worry about that. You can just play basketball. You ain't got to worry about getting knocked all around the court, man. So yeah, he definitely put in work. Sarr as well. I know he didn't play tonight, but I got to throw that out there. So, I feel like he had a hell of a night, especially in 17 minutes, man. So, just continue that. Last preseason game, definitely bring that in next week when they start the season against the Bucks.
Yeah, I think one of the things Vooch was talking about during after one of the practices was spending the summer that he had with Team Serbia, spending time around Joker. Like, you want to talk about how great a summer could be around one of the best players in the world. Like he kept saying he got to see it up close, man. So, I'm sure during practice you got him beating on you in different sections of the summer. Yeah, other stuff shouldn't bother you as much, man. It could definitely accelerate it for sure. But yeah, it was great to see both him and Will Riley flash in this one for sure. No, they'll be playing again later this week. I want to say Thursday night. They're taking on I definitely looking forward to see the physicality in that one. Be taking on those Pistons. We know how physical the Pistons were last year. So I know Washington didn't have everybody. Everybody didn't play in this game. Hopefully everybody be available. Just want to see what that looks like. I thought it was great. They got a great bump against the Raptors for the physicality purpose. And we all know what the Pistons present. So looking forward to that as well. Did you guys have anything else to add for this outing? All right. Well, for Washington, 1-1 this preseason after, this short little back-to-back. And we'll see you guys Thursday night.